Stealing, woo, wheeling, dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. Yeah, we Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Fetty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring, sun up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts, my advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope everybody's having a good Friday. I know some of you Bama's at work. Some of you doing what you're doing. Some of you traveling, getting to your games that you're going to be going to this weekend. So hope everything is well with y'all. Okay. Now listen. It's not I watch a lot of football, right? I watch a lot of football. I watched this game from beginning to the end. Okay, from the beginning to the end. My boy, Quincy Casey was playing. And I want to make something very clear. If you blame this game on Quincy Casey, you don't know football. Quincy Casey's stat line was not the problem in this game. All right? 24 of 38, 366 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. One of those picks was on Quincy, and one of those picks was on his wide receiver. All right? But his stat line is not the reason they lost. I want to be very clear. The stat line is not the reason they lost this game. All right? Because if you even go back to the last drive, Quincy throws 2 darts of a pass. I'm talking about it's like that's what you would teach a quarterback to do. The same pass that I showed you against Bashawn McCray against Jackson State that he didn't throw is the same throw that Quincy makes against Valley. It hits the guy square in the gut, and he drops it. It hits him square in the gut. And literally, if he just cradles it and falls, it's a first down. He don't even got to run. It wasn't even that Quincy hits him square in the numbers. And he drops it. Next play, Quincy throws the same ball Shedeur Sanders did, the one that's on Coach 30, where the kid goes up, makes the grab, does the toe drag, right? The same exact throw, except Quincy's was to the back pylon. Shedeur's was to the front pylon. He dropped that one too. I'm like, what the freak? The same guy, number 0, Micah White, drops both passes that would have changed the direction of the game. Literally. So, no, it's not. Listen, this game does not fall on Quincy, not even by a long shot. And if anybody comes up here talking about, Quincy Casey, no, it wasn't his fault, right? It wasn't his fault, period. Now, this is where let's talk about this. This is the problem that I have, right? You see this stat line? You see this stat line? When this guy can go 15 of 34 with 3 touchdowns and 1 pick, if you make Jelani Eason look good, your defense is that bad. Listen, bro. A&M's defense, dog, throw it away. Okay? Like in the movie Hitch, when he's like Q-tip, throw it away. Throw it away. That's what A&M's defense needs to be. Bro, this doesn't. Oh my. Listen. How? Let me. Oh my gosh. Right? Let me tell you how the same issues that A&M had with Alabama State, the 3rd and 20s getting converted, is the same freaking issue that happened with Valley. How is it 3rd and freaking 15 and you're blitzing and nobody is spying the freaking quarterback? Nobody is spying Jelani Eason. What sense does that make? And it happened time after time after time after time. I mean, like, he averaged 8 yards a rush. That was the quintessential part of the game, is that Jelani Eason just did enough to keep the chains moving, right? when the defense was supposed to get a stop, right? Jelani Eason would break off for a big run. 3rd and 15, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 20. Here comes Jelani Eason running for 20 yards, 17 yards, 12 yards every time. Every single time. It was just like, how is nobody spying this guy, right? But I have to give credit to the offensive coordinator at Valley. So I was just told that Kitten Evans is no longer the OC at Valley. All right, that's some breaking news for you. If you didn't know, now you know. So Kitten Evans is no longer the OC at Valley. They actually gave the duties to the wide receiver coach. So the wide receiver coach is now the OC of Valley. Kitten Evans left after the Jackson State game and hasn't been back. I think that's kind of effed up, but, you know, hey, to each his own, right? You took the job. You know what Valley is. Hope everything is okay. It could be some family issues or whatever, but, I mean, to just dip on the players like that, that's kind of crazy. But, hey, to each his own. So the wide receiver coach is now the play caller. And I will have to say, gosh darn it, that was some damn good play calling. Now, A&M's defense is that bad, okay? They do have a linebacker that I like. I think his name is like Trey Douglas or something like that. Trey Douglas. I actually like that kid. Pretty good. I think he's like number 9 or number 11 or number 13. Pretty good. I like. He looks pretty decent. I can't lie. He's a pretty good linebacker. But the rest of them Bamas, not too good. All right? Not too good. And listen, if anybody watched the game, right? If anybody watched the game, and I've been talking about Ja'Cory Rankin probably since last season. No, it's not Moses Douglas. It's another name. I've been talking about Ja'Cory Rankin for a long time. I need people to understand the touchdown pass that he caught in the end zone is not easy. It's not easy. He was running one way. The DB was there. He jumps up and snatches it. Dre Terry. That's his name. Dre Terry. That boy can play some linebacker. Dre Terry. That boy can play some linebacker. I like that kid. Number 4 is Zarion Hayes. He's good too. I think his name is Zarion Hayes. He's good too. He gets hurt a lot, but he's good. But that boy, Dre Terry, yeah, he good. He good. I like him. But that's what Quincy Casey needed yesterday. Michael White is like 6'2". No, it wasn't even Michael White that didn't jump. I think it was the receiver. Okay, listen. Let me talk about this kid right here. This kid right here from Valley. Jamison Lindsey, okay? Jamison Lindsey was like a magnet to the ball. It's a play. I wish, man, gosh darn it, I wish I had it. It's a play. And if you play wide receiver, which a lot of you Bamas have not, but I have. If you play wide receiver, all you can ask from your quarterback is to give you a chance. That's all you ask. Hey, if it's one-on-one, throw the ball up to give me a chance. A great wide receiver does one or two things. He comes down with the ball or nobody comes down with the ball. That's how that works. You're either a great wide receiver, you catch it, or you become a great DB and you swat it down so your quarterback doesn't get the pick. I don't know who Jamison Lindsey was guarding, but you got to be damn sorry for Jamison Lindsey to run around you, right? He didn't undercut you from the front side. He went around you, came on the opposite side, and undercut you and stole the pick. That should never happen as a wide receiver. That should never happen as a wide receiver. So that ball was not on Quincy. That was just a hell of a play from Jamison Lindsey. But that ball should have been caught by that receiver. Now, the next one that Jamison Lindsey had, that was on cue. That was an underthrown ball. He didn't lead him enough. Jamison cuts it, takes it. Cool, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. All right? So I ain't got no issues with that. So, listen, man. The game, Can we talk about this targeting in the college? First of all, let me say this. Anything that has some gray in it, don't bring it to the SWAC because they can't ref anyway. They already have a hard time refereeing. Don't make up rules that have gray in it, right? Because that just makes a SWAC referee job harder. It just makes the SWAC referee's job harder. That's all it is. How? Okay. When targeting was first brought up, it was launching. Casey played about a C. No, he definitely played a B+. Yeah, you don't know what you're looking at. It was definitely a B+. Nah, it's talent-wise, Quincy's still more talented than him. Arm talent-wise. All right. So this is my issue though. If a quarterback is backpedaling, right? If a quarterback is backpedaling and the quarterback curls up to take the hit, and the guy coming and the DN comes and he put like your shoulders and your like Ray Lewis said it perfectly. My head is going to follow my shoulders. It just is what it is. My head and my shoulders are one. So if I come down and I'm trying to tackle, I don't understand it. I don't understand how that is targeting. Because like I said, when targeting first came out was lunging, like spearing, you know what I'm saying? Like launching your body, to the head and neck area, with the crown of your, I don't even know what targeting is anymore, because that play happens, that continues the drive for Valley. They end up kicking a 3 off of it. So that makes it 30 or whatever it was, 20 to 30. So it was like 27 or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, it was 27, whatever. I don't care. It just made me mad. So then on the final drive with A&M, Terrell Gardner gets his head taken off while in midair, the kid spears his head and they don't even go look at it. I'm just so confused. I'm really just so confused about the whole targeting, the whole shebang of what it looks like and how it gets called and what is really considered targeting anymore. I don't even try to understand it, because from what it first started to what it is now, it simply is if you tackle with the crown of your helmet. That's what it feels like. If your head goes like this and you hit somebody with the top part of your helmet, it's targeting. That's all I got for you. That's really all I got for you. I don't know what else to say. Overall, this is a bad look for A&M. This loss is such a bad loss for A&M. It was such a winnable game, but defensively, A&M has to play better. For all the scholarships and the revamps and all the people they done brought in, their defense is garbage. I like that they like to bring pressure, but you gotta have countermeasures to the blitzing that you're doing, especially with mobile quarterbacks. Like, you can't just all out blitz and then don't have a spy on the back end just in case if he slides out, especially on 3rd and 14 or 3rd and 15. Like, it just doesn't, like, that just doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry. It just don't make sense to me how, especially with a team that's so inept to throwing the ball, right? They're literally inept to throwing the ball. So if you're on 3rd and 15, you man up, you bring a safety down as a robber for a QB spy on Eason, that should be good enough. I mean, he's not the best thrower of the football, so I don't understand the concepts of why they're running what they're running. And people tell me, oh, Scotty, A&M defense has a lot of injuries. Well, no, that ain't got shit to do with injuries. That ain't got nothing to do with injuries. That's just dumb play calling, that you're going to all-out blitz on 3rd and 15 and leave a wide-open gap. It just doesn't make sense when the best thing that Jelani does is run. That's his best attribute. And you're blitzing gaps and holes and schemes because it seems like they're slanting with blitzing. And if you give the lane, I mean, it's not rocket science. Jelani East is going to want to run. So I just have a hard time understanding why you would do something like that. That's just me personally. You know what I'm saying? Especially with a team that's inept as they are at throwing the ball. But I have to give credit where credit is due. I think the OC called a hell of a game, especially the goal line pass play that he did to the tight end. I thought that was damn good. I ain't even gonna fake. That was damn good. The pass play that they did to the tight end for the touchdown on the goal line, where he brought him in motion and brought the receiver in motion, and the tight end just like kind of went right behind the wide receiver. That was a damn good play. That was a damn good play call. But Maynard has to do something. He got to get his shit together. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even know what to say. I listen, man. I don't know what to say with A&M. I don't know where you go. I think Quincy is capable of doing whatever A&M needs to be done offensively. You just got to have some guys to go make plays. I mean, the plays, the passes that were dropped were just inexcusable. Like literally inexcusable drops, especially if you're a collegiate wide receiver. I mean, I don't want to pick on the kid. You know, he's probably having a tough week because those are some big passes that he dropped. But yeah, you can't have those in a game like this where you're supposed to be the favorite and you're supposed to win that game. The defense I can't say it enough. The defense did A&M no favors, absolutely no favors. But that's been an issue for at least the past 2 years, and I don't know who's a transfer. I know I didn't see Marcus Beeson play. I don't even know who's on that team. I don't even know who's on that team anymore, if I'm being honest with you, because I don't know who's hurt, who's supposed to start, who's hurting or not. But that's just a bad loss overall. Listen. Let me ask you this. I'm going to ask you this because a lot of people don't. Okay. If you were working a job, right? If you were working a job and every day you went into the job, they asked you to do something different. Or every day you went to your job, you had a different role or responsibility. How comfortable in that job would you be? So you come in on Monday, hey, I need you to do this. Tuesday, total opposite. Wednesday, another duty. Thursday, another duty. Friday, another duty. Like, that's what it's like when you're getting pushed and pulled in the quarterback position, right? If I make a mistake, I get pulled. Then they go into another, then they get pulled. Then he goes, like, that's what it happens when you're doing a push and pull. You can't get a rhythm because I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. So how can any quarterback be, if you're going to ride with the guy, you got to ride with him, right? You can't be pushing, especially at the quarterback position. The quarterback positions, receivers, you can do that. Running backs, you can do that, right? A quarterback, you can't do that. You can't do that with the guy that is supposed to go out and lead your team. He has to have the freedom to make mistakes. Do you think let me ask you this. Do you think if Shedeur if he ever had a 3-pick game, do you ever think he's going to get sat down? And that's for anybody. That's anybody. Do you think if Shedeur has a bad game, he's ever going to get sat down? No, because that's their guy. They're rolling with him, right? That's the confidence you got to have with a quarterback. Now, I'm still under the mindset of this. Listen to me very carefully because I know people are like, Scotty, you say, I do. Listen, I believe if you don't see a spark in your team, then yes, go to a guy that you feel that can give you a spark. And then if he doesn't give you a spark, then you just try to figure it out, right? So I'll give you a good example. Against the OBC, in the OBC when FAMU and Jackson State was playing, McKay looked completely overwhelmed. He looked completely overwhelmed. I'm like, yo, you got to go to somebody else to give your team a spark or just to see what it looked like. But Sean McCray against Jackson State, he looked completely overwhelmed. It looked like the moment was too big for him. Okay, let me go find a guy to go do that. All right, let me go find a guy to replace or try to see if he can get a spark. That's the situation that you can be like, okay, I'm going to sub my quarterback out. But when you go with the guy, you got to ride with a guy. That's the hard part about being a quarterback. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't be playing, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It just doesn't work at the quarterback position. You know what I'm saying? That's a position where you got to, the quarterback has to have trust in the coaching staff, and the coach staff has to have trust with the QB to be like, hey, you're my guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just bad, man. And then the same thing, and this is the biggest issue. Then when you get the game going, you're not calling plays to the guy's strength, right? So Xavier is more of a runner than a passer. Well, then yes, you should be running more QB options and stuff like that. But then when you get Quincy in the game, you got to throw the ball more. That just is what it is. He's a gunslinger. He wants to throw the ball. He has the arm talent to throw the ball. So it has to be one of that. I mean, if you was watching a game, right, that 366 yards was probably the quietest 366 I've ever seen in my life, right? It's like when somebody had, like, if you're playing basketball and you're like, damn, he got 40 points. Like, I didn't even, like, when I was watching the game, it didn't feel like Quincy had 300. I thought he had like 250 or 210. Like, I'm just like, because it didn't feel like he was throwing the ball a lot. I'm like, 366? I was like, damn, he got 366? Like, when did this happen? I'm watching the game. I'm like, when did this happen? It didn't feel like that. So it was just, like I said, it was out. And if Quincy was the person to blame, I would come on here and say, damn, Quincy sucked. I would say that, but it wasn't, like, this game was not his fault. If anybody can if you watch any bit of football or you know anything about football, this one was not on the quarterback. This game was on the defense not stopping them when they had the opportunity to stop. Valley always had an answer to what A&M did, and that was the problem. When A&M would have momentum and they would score, here come Valley, and they score. And that's when you need your defense to shut that down so your offense can continue to keep rolling instead of having to answer score for score. You know what I'm saying? Now, that shouldn't be happening with a Valley. That's my whole point. That should not be happening with a Valley. You shouldn't be going score for score for Valley. That's the issue. So, definitely a tough one. Hey, I'm going to take a few calls before I get up out of here. Call lines are open, 518-263-8124, 518-263-8124. That should never be in the same sentence. Somebody couldn't stop Jelani Eason. It's Jelani Eason.
Hey, everybody. It's the Light Police. Oh, it's the Light Police. So, Offscript always does cash apps for all of his people that he loves, commenters, subscribers. So go ahead, babe. Can you post your cash app and pin it for me? And make sure y'all donate something. He turned 33. If you want to send $3, great. If you want to send $33, we appreciate that too. But don't be stingy, okay? Because I will stay on this stream and have no greater joy than filling y'all in on wedding details other than football. Also, I saw the likes. They weren't where I wanted them to be. So get the likes up. Timothy Green, I see you, buddy. Get those likes up so when he calls in, he doesn't have to do this announcement. I've been trying to be nice. I haven't really popped up. I know he wants to talk about Alabama A&M and how great Quincy was and how the coaching staff didn't do what they were supposed to do or whatever. But his birthday was yesterday. He turned 33. It's his Jesus year. He brings y'all content that nobody else does. So please hit the like button. If you're not going to send nothing, hit the like button. How many people are in here, baby? 318. If you're not hitting that Cash App, please, I'm asking you nicely, hit the like. Okay, just get the likes up. You're here for a reason. His Cash App is $ Offscript TV, 2 T's. It's at the bottom, and he's about to pin it. Oh, he pinned it. So look in the chat. But just in case y'all need me to say it, Offscript TV. That's $ O as in Oscar, F as in Frank, F as in Frank, S as in Sam, C as in Cobra, R as in Rachel, I as in Igloo, P as in Peter, T as in tithing, T as in tithing, V as in victory. Okay. Well, listen, Cash App flow. If your cash is not flowing right now, the like button will do just fine. Okay. I'll be back in a moment to check. You can start looking at your thing.
Somebody said, I remember 33. Make me sound so young. Coming to you, Miss Glenn.
Hey everybody.
What's up, Miss Glenn?
Oh, nothing. I just have a few things to say. You're right. That game is not on Quincy at all. We have a special teams problem. Our special teams isn't coming through for us either. And like I said, I'm not gonna like just straight dog my team out, but that's something that needs to be worked on as well. Number two, Maynard isn't on the hot seat. Like, this is his first losing season since he's been at A&M, so he gets grace for this year or whatnot. I'm hoping that we can turn this around next year, but this really hurt. But congrats to Valley, though. That field won. That field won.
I told you that field like the 12th man. I be tired.
Man, that field got some juju, man. Valley must have been built on an old plantation or something, because I can't even remember the last time A&M lost to Valley. Like, it's been that long. But yeah, y'all keep it cute on my team. And some of y'all commenting, talking about A&M, and y'all teams not the best either, because some of y'all teams hadn't won a championship since George Bush was in office. So leave us alone. We'll regroup. Every team in the SWAC done been down. Everybody ain't been consistent for 20 years straight, so don't start that bullshit, because you ain't. Everybody done have some losing damn seasons, and it ain't just us. Call us out, baby. Bring us to the front of the altar, baby. A&M, come on. Bethune need to come. Alcorn need to come. Yeah. So, yeah. 2015. Thank you, Paris. Yeah. But like I said, y'all keep it cute on my team, because some of y'all teams not giving either. So that's all I got to say. Like I said, Maynard, he gets grace for this season, because when he came, we had 4 back-to-back losing seasons. So, like I said, I'm gonna give him grace for this one, but next year, Maynard, dog, he got to step his cookies up. I
agree.
That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, y'all keep it cute on my team, because, like I said, some of y'all teams not giving either. So yeah. All right. Well,
all right, love you, Miss Glenn.
I'll talk to y'all later.
All right.
All right.
Hey, Miss Glenn, a real one. Mr. Reese, coming to you.
How you doing, Scotty?
What's up, Mr. Reese?
First, I want to say happy birthday to you, and I dropped you a little something in your cash out.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
So I'm gonna get it out the way. I'm gonna leave the X's and O's up to you, Scotty, because you know the game, and I think it'd be a great analysis. But I did have some observations that I did want to make. Based off the feedback that I got from parents and alumni and supporters during the Magic City Classic, I think a lot of people were very much disappointed in Coach Maynard on the sideline and how he interacted with players and how he responded to plays, how he responded to mistakes, have you. And I brought it up to say this. I saw a podcast recently where a guy was talking about problems at Texas A&M.
Yeah.
And the guy made an astute observation. He said, if you look at Texas A&M in the era of NIL deals, he said, now we have teams that have players that come to the team through the transfer portal or come to the team strictly for NIL deals. So what that means is players are no longer committed to the team in the way they were in the past. Players are not coming in as freshmen, redshirting, working their way through the system, being committed to the team, being committed to the school. They're not coming up for the love of the school and a commitment to the school. With that being said, this guy was making the point that he's not surprised with all the problems that Jimbo is having at Texas A&M, because if most of your players are not there for the right reasons, but they're there for selfish reasons, when you deal with adversity, it starts to show up on the team. I brought up that point to bring up this point about A&M. So as you know, A&M have over 30-some. I think A&M had the most transfer players to come through the portal in the SWAC, probably one of the highest transfer rates in all of FCS. So what happens is when you have players on your team that came in for reasons other than the school itself or being committed to the school, or they're just coming in because you sold them on the fact that you can get opportunity to play Jackson State and be beyond. And now these players are in the middle of a season where really don't have anything to play for. After they lost the Magic City Classic, the players don't have anything to play for. So when players don't have anything to play for as far as, a championship or a title, they have to play for the coach. And this goes back to what type of relationship does your coach have with the players? And if the players don't like the coach or the players are not in front of the coach, what are they paying for? Why do I have us not behind the front like the coach?
All right, hold on, Mr. Okay. You're going a roundabout way into making a lot of excuses. That's how I'm just being real with you. That's how I'm feeling, because winning cures all. So it doesn't matter if you don't come for the school. Like, a lot of kids don't. Like, man, like you think kids go to Alabama because they like the school? No, they go because they want to be an NFL pro. And then if they like the school, so be it. If they don't, they don't. You know what I'm saying? So they can miss me with all that. You know what I'm saying? People go to schools for through the portal for opportunity. They want an opportunity to play, and they want to have an opportunity to win. If you're losing and you're not playing, you don't want to be there. Okay. Same thing with your job. If you're not getting paid enough, you don't want to be there. If you don't like your boss, you don't want to be there anymore. So you don't have to like the school. Now that might keep the kid there, even though he might not like the situation. Right. So, if the kid goes to A&M, they're not winning, but he likes the school, he'd be like, you know what? I'm going to give it another chance. I'm going to give it another shot. I really like the school. Then he stays. But if he don't, he can just jump in the portal, get in, dip out. So, nah, I'm not rocking with that. You don't gotta like the school. No, everybody wants to win. Nobody likes losing.
I'm not talking about the school per se. I'm talking about liking the coach per se, or playing for the coach. I'm saying teams do play for coaches sometimes, Scotty. Am I not right?
No, you're right. I think Alcorn plays.
If there's nothing else to play for, I'm saying if there's nothing else to play for, I'm down for my coach. My coach been there for me. I feel like my coach got my back.
So are you saying Maynard's lost his team?
Yes. I'm saying Maynard's lost his team.
You saying Maynard's lost his
team? And I'm not saying that that's not unusual, but I think he's lost the team because the team don't have anything to play for. Not that they don't have anything to play for, they don't have any reward at the end of the season. So when you don't have any reward at the end of the season, besides who you play for.
Nah, you
besides playing for yourself.
Yeah, you're supposed to pay for yourself, but in your pride. But because listen, not everybody. Listen, that's life. You're not when you're playing sports. You got to understand. Somebody has to lose and somebody has to win, right? Because and as a competitor, your mind changes to okay. Let's become a spoiler. Let's get out there and mess somebody else's season up. Right, I would like if I'm.
Are they trying to do that?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. But I wouldn't say Manor has lost the team. To me, like this Jackson State game, if I was on the A&M squad, switch your brain to be like, hey, let's go out there and give Jackson State their first loss. Let's go. You got to find things to go play for. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really saying like he lost the team or whatever, or because they don't have a championship to play for that they shouldn't play hard. No, your mind switches as a competitor and you start going to like, bump that. Let's become a spoiler. Let's go F somebody's season up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it should go. And you can have the same excitement for messing somebody's season
up. That's how it should.
Like Valley did with TV last year.
I agree with that. I think that's how I should go. I just think, you know, I'm actually not surprised if I'm totally honest. It was a perfect trap game. It's after the Classic. It's on a Thursday night, and it's before Jackson State. So it's the perfect game, and then it's at Valley. It's the perfect game where you can really see or find out where your team is, because it's a perfect game to lose if you're gonna lose one.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Anything else, Mr. Reese, before I let you go?
No, sir. That was about all, but I'm not saying Manor is on the hot seat or anything, because I think he's earned the right to have a team is not good. But I will say this though: when you have an Akil Glass for 4 years and you have 2 All-American years, I think it can cover a lot of flaws in a team, and sometimes we can take that for granted.
I think it's hard to find good quarterbacks in college football. I think that's what it is. It's hard to find good quarterbacks in college football. 0572 coming to you. Hey, caller, you live.
Hey, what's up, Scotty? This is B Hart from the Jack. Congratulations on you guys getting married soon.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Big look. All right, so I got 2 questions. Well, two points really. I heard the lady before this gentleman last. She was talking about keep it cute, you know. Everybody team has been down before. I mean, I get that. You know what I'm saying? We done went through our little drought, but before 2015, what has A&M really done to even gain this type of leisure to be trash like now and think Manor is not on the hot seat?
What's your team? What's your team?
Big JSU, South Jackson, born and raised.
Listen, man, are we playing this game right now? Are we playing this game right now? You know me. Now, I listen. I'll play with you if you want to play.
I know you're not a big JSU fan, so I ain't even finna act like. But I'm not finna. We're not gonna act like A&M is the same level though.
They had been winning before you got Dion. I'm confused.
What was they winning though? They won a SWAC championship.
Yeah, they won a SWAC championship. But they won it. But
you talking about spring?
I'm talking about, but I mean, it's championship to championship. I mean, you would to put an asterisk by it.
5-game schedule ain't no championship, bro. That's some lightweight, I
mean, you wouldn't say that. The Lakers didn't say it in their COVID season, but that's not my point. My point is, bro, Jackson State fans are really funny to me. The last 2 years you've been relevant. What about the last 10? You get what I'm saying? Like you cannot talk. You cannot talk. Like you're the last team that should be talking right now. Now, if you were Alcorn, I'll give you that. 6 years SWAC champions, I can let you rock. I'll give Alcorn their flowers. Y'all Bamas, no, you was sorry for like 10 years.
So you making up that Manor is cool, man? Like fuck what I'm talking about. It's all about J.K. has been sorry for 10 years. Manor ain't had no way to give any type of leeway.
Sir, listen to what I'm saying to you though. You came in here and said, "What have they really done since 2015?" And I'm saying, and I can throw the same thing to your team. That's all I'm saying. You don't have the right to say that because your team was just as bad, even worse. So I'm
You can't be worse, but yeah, we sitting on 164 total championship, 17 SWAC football championship.
That's not what.
How many A and M got?
Listen, see, that's what I'm saying. It's funny how you want to dictate history when it comes when it favors you.
It ain't history, it's fact.
No,
what you mean?
No, you're dictating history. Listen to what I'm saying to you. You wanted to start it at 2015 or whatever they done since 2015. I could say the same thing for your team. What were you doing in 2015? Being trash? What were you being in 2016? Trash? What were you being in 2017?
I said before the spring championship, what have they done?
I could say the same thing for you. Trash. Your team was trash. Anything else? Anything else, sir?
Oh, it's a lot because you still never asked my question. What is Maynard done?
They were in the same boat as you. Trash. Y'all was sitting in the dumpster together. Hey, we trash, you trash, we both trash. Y'all was both trash. What are you talking about? This is so funny to me. Oh, what were they doing in 2015? They were doing the same shit you was doing, not being good. And he trash. Come on, man. Stop it. Rocky coming to you.
Scotty, you're so mean, Scotty.
Jesus
you're so
Christ.
mean. At the end of the day, dude has a point, right? Before the spring season, Maynard had not done anything significant since he was at Winston-Salem State, right? Period. He finished 9th at Hampton his first year, 5th, 3rd, then 4th, then come over to the SWAC and finish 2nd in the East, and then he wins the.
That's not bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. Are you kidding me?
It is, Scotty.
Oh my God. That is bad to finish second.
You didn't let me finish, Scotty. You didn't let me finish.
Oh my God.
On top of finishing 3rd in the East last year and currently in 4th now. Come on now.
That's crazy.
Dude, he's coached the last 8 years, right, and had losing seasons, 5 of those last 8 years, and won a championship in 1. So are you talking Tom Landry here with Cornell Maynard, or what are you talking?
Let me see. When did he got here in 2018? So let me see his schedule.
Yeah.
So 2018. So starting in 2018, he went 3-6. He went from 2017. Let me see what they were doing in 2017. 2017. So he lost 1 game before. 2018 he went 6-5. He went 6-5 in 2018 from a team that was going 4-7. So he went from a 4-7 team to a 6-5 team. Right? Then 2019, they went 7-5. 2021, they win the spring championship. That is, dog, what are we talking about? I'm so confused. Like, what is bad?
No. What
is bad?
He's not winning anything, bro. He's not winning anything.
Dog, what is bad? You're losing to Alcorn that won 6 straight championships. It's not like you're getting blown out. I'm confused. About what's bad.
First off, he's losing to more than just Alcorn those seasons, right? So that's, he was finishing 2nd in the East, but he was losing to more than just Alcorn, right? So that's what I'm saying is here, right? If you look at it in totality, in comparison to the dude from Jackson State, right? Texas A&M, Alabama A&M is in a much better place than Jackson State. Period, point blank. Dion is on a 13-game winning streak. Cornell Maynard is currently 3-6. Like, that's not even in the same stratosphere.
Bro.
And for all intents and purposes, Dion is going to win his 2nd SWAC championship, and Cornell Maynard is going to finish 3rd in the East last year and 4th in the East this year. That's not even in the same space, Scotty. And what I'm saying is they lost to a 0-8 team last night, bro. Come on, Scott.
I didn't say it was.
And they weren't even competitive in that game.
Dog, I didn't say the loss was good. When did I ever say the loss was good?
I didn't say the loss was good. I'm just saying
But to say he's been bad is a lie. It's a lie. It's a flat out fucking lie. To say he's been bad, that's a smack to his face. There's a lot of other coaches in the SWAC that haven't done nearly what he's done. He got there, changed the program.
The point I was going to make it is the only accomplished coach in the SWAC right now is Fred McNair, in my opinion, and Deion Sanders. All the rest of you can jumble up, put them in one bag together. They all the same.
Who else has a winning record in the SWAC? Who else? Take Eddie Robb out. This is his first year. Out of all the coaches in the SWAC, who else has a winning percentage record other than Maynard, McNair, Deion? Who else? Who else?
Willie Simmons.
And Willie. And he beat Willie.
I mean, they played one time.
He lost to Willie last year. So he came in. So he won the spring championship. FAMU comes in there. He goes.
I'm not saying, coach. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying he's an awful coach. I'm not even saying he's a failing coach. I'm just saying he's an average middle of the road coach. Is what he is.
That's dog. Everybody can't be a fucking champion. How do y'all gotta get that through your thick ass head? Everybody can't be a champion. You can either be garbage or decent or great. It's either one of the two. Everybody can't be great. It's the same thing with Jim Harbaugh at Michigan. Are you okay with just winning 9 or 10 games and having a winning record and sometimes being in the race? Everybody can't be Alabama. It's not possible. It's the same thing with LSU.
Well, let me ask you this, Scotty. With his previous record, and is 3-6 falling off a cliff for a coach of his stature?
When you just lost your best quarterback? Absolutely not. It's hard to rebuild. It's hard to rebuild. Especially listen, man, I'm not in the business of making excuses, but I'm just going to see the landscape for what it is, right? You go from Akil Glass, one of the top 4 passes of the SWAC history, right? So now you have a quarterback competition. You had to revamp your whole freaking defense. And then you got a defensive coordinator, new to the SWAC or whatever, however, it's a lot of moving parts. I think the issue is the expectations from A&M were set too high. If we're being honest, to me, if you're in a rebuild year, it's a rebuild year. Yo, like we trying to figure out who we are again. But to say like he's been bad or what has he done, these Bamas have been relevant in winning. You can't ask for more in some. Do you think UAPB would have a problem with a Coach Maynard with the record that they had? Do you think Valley would have a problem? Do you think Texas Southern would have a problem with that? Do you think Alabama State for the last 3 or 4 years would have had a problem? None of these Bamas would have had a problem with a Coach Maynard who was winning games. That's what you're asked to do. Win freaking games. And he's been doing that. Everybody can't be a champion. Somebody's got to lose.
But Scotty, we're talking about when Deion came to the SWAC, right? I remember people saying that Deion was not going to be successful. You can't just line up and roll out players and win the SWAC, so on and so forth. There's much better coaching than Deion thinks is going on in the SWAC. You heard everything I heard in the very beginning when Deion came in here, right? With the success that Deion has had, and take it into account that A&M was much farther along.
It's fucking
much
Deion
farther
Sanders, bro. Like you seeing the impact of a Deion Sanders and what that brings. You're seeing what Deion is. Does A&M have 4 defensive analysts on staff? Do they have a Mike Zimmer? You know what I'm saying? Can Connell Maynard go out and get Travis Hunter? Like, bro, you're seeing the impact of what a Deion Sanders brings. And the mere fact that you can't, like, bro, it happens. Like, you can't, if somebody like Deion steps in the, like, when Deion stepped, and I told people, I said it last year. I said, if Deion Sanders wins, you can count it a wrap because all you're going to do is add on. It's just going to be more and more players that want to join on to the frenzy because they want to win. It just is what it is. It's like players going to play with LeBron and they take pay cuts. And they take pay, like, hey, yo, I don't even want a full scholarship. I'll take a half a scholarship to go to Jackson State to play with Deion. Maynard ain't gonna get no player like that. Oh, I'm gonna get a half because I want to go play with. It's not like that. So to compare him to Deion Sanders, it's not fair, bro. They're not the same. The recruiting caliber is not the same.
You only saying that right now, Scotty, or people are only saying that. I believe it. If you measure it in today's time frame, right, it's not fair. But considering when Deion came on the swag, Maynard had 8 years of being a head coach, 8 years of experience. He had won in the Division II playoffs. He was a highly touted coach when he came over here, right? He even won the spring championship, right? But at this point, something is going on, and I'm not, again, Maynard has proven to be an okay coach, and I don't think he deserves to be fired or anything like that. But you are absolutely right when you say he should be considered on Deion's level. I absolutely agree with you about that.
Listen,
and that's what I'm saying.
Let me say something. Let me say something. X's and O's, he probably couldn't coach circles around Maynard. Recruiting wise, you can't mess with him. You can't mess with Deion. There's levels to this, bro. It's only so far that X's and O's can get you if you don't have the talent to back it up. You got to have the talent to back it up, and he doesn't have the talent.
And to me, when you're and to your point about him having to replace Akil Glass, I think that's a really real situation that a lot of coaches deal with, right? Having to replace a transcendent generational talent like Akil Glass. I agree with you like that. But considering how it's turned out, he didn't have anything close in the chamber and didn't have anything developed either. So I think that's probably more so what he's suffering for right now. But I don't consider him a great coach, considering how he has, in head-to-head matchups in big games, in my opinion, A&M hasn't showed up very much. But I appreciate your opinion, Scotty, and thanks for the conversation, bro.
All right, Rock. Appreciate it. Oh, my God. My head freaking hurts. 9315 coming to you.
Scotty, calm down. I'm your Tyler now. Scotty, this is Black Collar from Jackson. By the way, Dallas Mike Reed friend. Man, everybody has to pay attention. Scotty, let me ask you a question. Say, for instance, you Scotty, you finna be married.
Yeah.
So, say, for instance, you and Miss Offscript is splitting the household. Y'all, say, for instance, Scotty, you got, let's just say 4 or 5 kids. So, y'all splitting the household, Scotty, 50-50. All of a sudden, something happens, and Scotty, you have to take on the vast responsibility of that household. It's going to be a difference in the way things are. Bills are being taken care of, because at one point, y'all was going 50-50. Now everything kind of relies back on you. Now, just follow this analogy, Scotty. When Maynard had Akil Glass for 4 years, it kind of made his life a little bit more comfortable, because you got somebody that understands the program, the way you coach, and how to win.
Facts.
Lord forbid Deion stays, let's just play devil advocate, but 7 to 8 years. Or just say he stays 4 more years after Shador leaves. You don't think you're going to see a drop-off in the quarterback play? Because you only get those type of quarterbacks ever so often. Akil Glass don't pop up on your campus every day. Shador don't pop up on your campus every day. Steve McDonough don't pop up at Alcorn every day. Just like when Casey Terrio left Jackson State back in 2010, hell, that was Rick Cummings got his ass fired because Montez Ivy wasn't cutting. Like, y'all people got to understand, bro. Scotty is not tripping, man. The man know what the hell he's talking about, dude. Having a quarterback in a system for a long time matters. Should Maynard be fired? No. Because if he was supposed to be fired, we would have been having this same conversation 4 years ago opposed to now. That's my take on it.
No, I agree. I mean, like, listen, like, people have to understand, it's not easy being Alabama. it's not easy being Georgia. Like when you have expectations, it's not easy to live up to those expectations year in and year out. So for Alabama, losing a championship is like if they don't make it to the college football playoffs, that's a bad season for them. That's a bad year for them. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of teams in the SWAC, just winning is good. Just being relevant is good. So let's not act like what Maynard has not done it for A&M has not made them a better program. They are actually relevant. You know who's not relevant? UAPB. Do you think they would love to have a Connell Maynard? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Valley, not relevant.
I am a diehard Jackson State fan. I was born and raised in Jackson. I'm 30 years old. Born and raised in Jackson 28 years of my life. But I am a transparent person. When Dion leaves and if success drops off, if it don't, I pray it don't. But I want the same Jackson State College to have the same energy in there. Like we had to be transparent with this thing. And if we don't find a coach that's going to keep the bar steady high, there's going to be the same callers calling in asking, saying should Dion be fired. Now, because you got to think about it both ways now.
You got to.
So just as much as you like success, you got to think about the shoe being on the other foot from time to time, Scotty. But that's all I had to say, man.
I appreciate the call.
For sure.
Like, come on, man. Like, Alabama State, not like in the world of winning, not relevant. Bethune-Cookman has had a drop-off from the MEAC to the SWAC, so they're not relevant. Like, let's not play this game. Like, I do not understand. Like, you having a program that is relevant and winning is not easy. Okay, you can be a Vanderbilt, you can be a Mizzou, all right, you can be an Illinois. There are always those teams in life. So for your team to be in contention, to be mentioned in contention to win something, that means something. And that does not mean you have a bad coach. Come on, man. It means something to be in the mix. TG, coming to you.
Scotty.
What's up?
We're going to do a quick commercial break. Y'all get these likes up. Get them up, get them up, get them up. Get them. Secondly, man, with these last few callers, dog, my head hurt. My head on fire. I was just asking the question because I didn't really know the full scope of A&M and what Maynard was doing, but the stuff that you pulled up on him and his wins and stuff like that, people do have off seasons and stuff like that. So, man, get a man some grace. Like these callers calling in talking about what has he done, this and that. None of them boys were saying none of that before Prime got here. We were sitting in the band. We were sitting over here waddling in the trash. And I'm a Jackson State fan, went to Jackson State, graduated, and I'm getting my master's from Jackson State. So y'all need to cut all that craziness out, man. For real, man, because it's like y'all boys really ain't watching. And I'm not always right either. I have to look further and watch and see what's really going on, man. But this dude done a lot for A&M. And, you know what I'm saying, talking about he ain't had nobody in the pocket after a Quill left. Hell, if Shador go down, who we got in the pocket? I mean, let's keep it a whole buck here. Who's in the pocket? Who's getting trained up to this level if Shador go down? Nobody. So let's stop playing these games, man. For real. Let's cut all that out. Let's stop playing these games. And another thing, my man that called right before me, I appreciate what he said, but man, don't use Scotty and Miscript in no scenario. Forget all that. Don't use that. Use another scenario. Don't use Scotty and Miscript because they stuff gonna be 100 all the time. We ain't trying to none of that. I don't even want it in playing. They stuff gonna be successful, great. We praying for the best, that it keep flourishing. So don't use Scotty and Miscript in no scenario with the foolishness. And that's all I gotta say, my boy.
Hey, appreciate it, TG. Hey, you stupid boy. That boy, I appreciate the support. Let me see. 1990 coming to you. 1990 coming to you. Hey, call you live.
What up? What up? It's KJ.
What's up, KJ?
All right. So I think the points kind of got conflated. I think that people talking about like Maynard, if you're making the point that Maynard ain't ish or like that is he needs to go now or what has he done, I think that is a moot point because of the factors that y'all just pointed out. Like, it takes time. You're not going to have championship seasons every season. And he has done good things. I think that next season, though, if he doesn't right the ship,
I agree.
He's already signed a contract with No,
I agree. I say I agree with you where you were going.
Yeah. Next year, if he doesn't, he has to adapt to like a whole lot of stuff. Like, and Dion even coming into the SWAC and bringing the resources that he did. Like, I understand Maynard's thinking. He was trying to adapt his strategy to be, even more competitive. And I think he kind of strayed a little bit. But if he doesn't right the ship next season, then you start having the conversations. But the one point that I want to make that I think the other caller was making when he referenced the loveliness of Glenn was that, look, y'all, we call JSU fans sensitive and delusional all day, but y'all are allowed to make points, poke fun, and say things about JSU. But when JSU kind of returns some of those same points, like, for instance, you don't want us to harp on when you have everybody has down times, everybody has down seasons now. I get that. I've always gotten that. I understand there are ebbs and flows even in championship programs. You're not always on top. And sometimes it's a prolonged period, but y'all don't get that same grace to JSU. Every time JSU is happy or excited about like, oh, we up now and we just celebrating the moment, it's more so like y'all wasn't shit before and you ain't going to be shit when Dion leaves. So if we can bring up our losing, our downtime or whatever, our down seasons, we going to bring up yours too. We going to throw yours in your face too. And that's absolutely fair. So I don't understand why you even ask for grace that y'all don't get to JSU. That's the only point I'm making in the chat. If you were up here celebrating with the Celebration Bowl loss and dragging JSU for Phil, if you were talking about, Dion, if you were comfortable talking about Dion couldn't coach, the coaching staff was inept. You were comfortable last season because you saw deficiencies and holes, and now this season you're asking for grace because we built upon what we did last season. Like, you're not sounding as confident as you were sounding all off season. We had to hear it. So I honestly think we've been a whole lot better in this chat than we could have been based upon some of the things that were said all off season, and that was said all season. Hell, we faced some of this back even when we hired Dion. I'll never forget JSU fans having to argue with other fans because they were just happy to have a coach, something to inject a shot of life into our program. We were just happy and celebrating it. Like, oh, this is so good. We hope we win. And you had Alcorn fans, you had Southern fans. I know because I have the screenshot. This was on my own Facebook page. I didn't even know these people coming in the comments telling us, y'all ain't going to be shit, all torn by Foley. This, that, all this stuff. You ain't never been ish, you ain't going to be ish. Like, so we going to talk our talk, and we going to bring up every single point that you make. We going to make it too. But y'all have a good day, and don't be too sensitive now. All right. Bye.
KJ, appreciate it. Appreciate the call. Boy, KJ always, listen, KJ always going to bring the smoke. Now, listen, guys, this is not, okay, I want to make this very clear. This is not going to turn into a Jackson State thing. Please, like, let me say this. Let me say this. Let me make an announcement. All right. Tomorrow. These are my watch parties for tomorrow. All right. Listen. Howard, North Central, Southern, and FAMU. There's going to be 50 million Jackson State watch parties. Go watch one of them. All right. Listen, 50 million of them are going to have them. Go watch one of theirs. It's not going to be played here. All right. Howard and North Central, Southern and FAMU. Those are my two watch parties. All right, cool. We're not turning this into a Jackson State show. Okay, we're not doing that. All right, it's A&M Valley. All right, A&M Valley. If you call in and you say something about Jackson State, I'm hanging up on you. I'm just telling you right now. So I'm giving everybody on the call line, this is my grace period. This is my grace period for you. So if you called into this line about to say anything about Jackson State, you might as well go up and hang up now. Because if I hear any of that, I'm hanging up. Just giving you a heads up. All right. 9762 coming to you. Hey, call to you live.
What's going on, Scotty? You tripping today? It's Gabe from Memphis. How you doing, man?
What's up?
Hey, look, I watched the game last night too, and I was shocked. I mean, absolutely shocked, because I actually lost a damn bet. Hell, I lost $50 on that damn game last night.
Dang, that's tough.
So, you know, and one quick question. Is that a new field that Valley got now?
Nah, it's paint. I talked to one of the players.
Oh.
They said they painted it.
Oh, well, it looked nice. It looked nice. But anyway, I guess kind of like to bag your point, man. Put it like this right here: if Alabama A&M was in like a Power 5, you know, SEC or something like that, right, with a 6-5 record, they got a bowl bid, right?
Sounds like a win to me.
And the only reason why they don't have no bowl bids, like, because, you know, they ain't a swag. So there's only, you know, one bowl. That's a celebration bowl.
That's a good point. That's a damn good point. Damn good point.
Mm-hmm. And the same way in the damn NFL. Like, to prove your point, it's only from each division, right? It's only going to be 4 winners. 4 winners and what, like three wild cards?
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. You're going to have some down years. And now, I know you're a Cowboy fan. I'm a Steelers fan, and we absolutely suck. So, you know, there it is. But anyway, I'm gonna get on off here. That's all I really want to say, man. You know, like I say, I'm not no Alabama A&M fan, but the man, you know, the team has been relevant. And Jackson State was down a good 8 to 10 years.
Yeah. See, they had Jackson State. I was rocking with you. They've already. Let me go. Shoot, man, I was surprised. I'm surprised I got all these callers in here. 8964 coming to you. Then Mike coming to you. Hey, calling you live.
Scotty, you gotta save my number. I know I don't call often, but you gotta save my number. This is Kenyatta.
What's up, Kenyatta?
So I think the reason why a lot of people are on Maynard's case is the statement that he made after the the University of Alabama Birmingham game, where he made the statement, he only gets paid to win sweat games. And like, he had 2 bad years where, you know, he haven't been the top of the East, but it puts a bad look on you, because now you're in the SWAC and you're not winning the games that you should win.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
So I think that's where, you know, you're getting all the chatter and the chaos from. Now, my thing is this. I believe offensively, and especially for Quincy's skill and development, I believe the OC could have called better plays for him, because you did it with Akil. You played into Akil's strength. And this year, with the 2 quarterback systems, it messed you up all the way to we in week 8. No, we in week 10. And you still, like, trying to fill out what do your quarterbacks do. We all know Casey he can run, but he's not a runner. He wants to sit in the pocket and throw the ball. That's why you saw that great post down the middle of the field, great throw for a touchdown. You could have kept doing that all day. Now, granted, the receivers did not help him out. They dropped a lot of big balls that could have, you know, went on to change the impact of their game. But like I said earlier in the chat, if you didn't know anything about SWAC football and you watched that game, you would have thought Alabama A&M was winless and Valley had something to play for, because they actually played like they had a sense of urgency and they wanted that game.
That's a good point.
But you know, all in all, it's just, hey, he made a statement early in the season that a lot of people felt some type of way when he said it, and now it's coming to bite him in the butt because you're not winning SWAC games. And if I was him, I'd be holding your check, because you made this statement, and I want you to live by that statement.
I like it.
you get paid to win SWAC games. So you shouldn't have got paid the last 2
I
weeks.
like it. I like it. Hell yeah. I rock with you on that one. I rock with you on that one. That's real.
Yeah,
That's real.
It's quite simple. You made that statement. Nobody else made that statement but you. But I mean, all in all, I mean, it's a tough season. Of course, like trying to bounce back from, you know, a kill. But if you're a coach, and you know, I've been put in this situation like this year with my high school team. Having a 2-quarterback system is not going to work. You have to find somebody that you trust and you believe in, and you have to roll with the punches with that particular guy. So you put yourself in a bad situation when you had already went out and played those 2 guys deep into the season. You should have figured that out between week 1 and 3. We in week 10, and you finally want to go with Casey, but you still calling plays for, I think the guy named Xavier, whatever his name.
Yeah.
Like that's not winning football. That's trying to figure out what to do in this situation. And it just bit him in the butt. But once again, I gotta say this without saying it. When Casey was at the other school, he had that same game against Akil where it was quiet, but he still threw for like 320. So he's that type of guy. He's not gonna throw a bunch of deep passes and kill you. It's the simple, quick games, and hey, we're gonna get the ball out of his hand, and then we're gonna hit you with the deep ball, which he can throw. But like as the OC, and this is just a conspiracy theory for me. I just believe with the OC having a job already in the XFL, I believe he just kind of gave up on these guys and he just calling what he want to call.
That's a good point. But hey, I appreciate the call though. I got a lot of people on the call line.
All right, no problem.
All right, man. Woo. That's a conspiracy theorist for you. Hey, Mike, coming to you.
What's up? What's going on, Scotty?
What's up, Mike?
Oh, Scotty, I know you've been getting on me lately, so let me tell you what I did last night. At 6:25 Central Time, I went in my closet. I put my blue shirt up and I put my green shirt on last night, Scotty. I put my green shirt on. And I'm about to utter some words I have uttered in a long time, Scotty. 3-5, 4-4. You staring down the barrel of the devil's gun. Now, people been talking about Valley. Now we bad Valley, even myself. But let's get a guy. It's not about what Alabama A&M didn't do. Let's give credit to what Dancer and Valley did do. And they lined up and they punched Maynard in the mouth and they couldn't recover. So I just want to give credit to Dancer and those guys from Valley, man. They lined up, they played some ball last night, and they got the W. It ain't about what Alabama A&M didn't do. It's about what Valley did do. That's all I got for you, Scotty.
I love it. No, I know you probably headed to Houston to put your blue shirt back on. So go ahead and do.
Oh yeah, I'm on the roll right now, Scott. I'm on the roll right now.
Oh, so that's their thing. 3-5, 4 thumb. You stare down the what was that again?
3-5, 4 thumb. You're staring down the barrel of the devil's gun.
I like that.
Devil's gun. Look it up.
I like that. Appreciate the call, Mike. Shout out to Valley. Shout out to
All
Valley.
right, Scotty.
All right, bro. I love it. Get them boys some support. I love it. 0004 coming to you. Hey, caller, you live.
Yes, sir, man. Look, man, I am a alum of A&M and a fan, but I really think this is what happened. Honestly, I think he has lost his team. If you pay attention, it was one play where the tight end got called for something. And when he ran to the sideline,
he yelled back at Coach Maynard. I know exactly what you're talking about. Maynard was yelling at him, and he yelled right back at Maynard. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
And Maynard completely shut up. You've never seen that, because I was just at the Magic City last week, as we go every year. It's a family thing. My whole fam is A&M. My dad played ball there. Maynard didn't say anything to him. After he jumped down his throat, Maynard completely hushed. But also,
I don't think it's a humbling experience for our guys or program. It's a humbling experience for Maynard because he's a good coach. He just talks too freaking much. And honestly, I think we have the best underrated defense in the SWAC. They just get tired because our offense never produced this year because of the 2 quarterback system, which I think is hideous. But if everybody comes back, and with us bringing this kid in from California as quarterback, I think the race will be between him and Casey. What you think about that, man?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you straight. I ain't even gonna hold you. I think Quincy Casey is your guy. You just got to get some guys around him. It's no different than any other program. You got to get some guys around him that can go make a play. If you had one receiver last night that could go make you a play, that's a different game. I don't care what anybody say. It's a different game. And the same thing with the defense. I kind of agree with you. My issue is, Jelani Easton is a running guy. You got to have a spy. It just doesn't make sense to me. He has been killing you with his legs. You got to have a spy. I just didn't understand that philosophy defensively. But overall, I think, I agree with Mike. Valley did some things very well that got them to win.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But
that's true, man. But hey, man, look, I love your show.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate the call. And next year will be our revenge tour. Go Bulldog.
All right, appreciate the call. Hey, Jen, coming to you. Oh. Hold on, Jen. Coming to you. Hey, Jen, you live.
Hey, Scott. Okay. Hey, Scotty.
Goody.
Calling in, had to rep my school. I am a diehard Bulldog that doesn't change, win, or lose. It is what is printed on my degree. I ain't turning it in. I ain't going to burn it up, so I'm going to rep. Now, last night, congrats to Valley. They were the better team. I agree with what you just said about Quincy Casey being our guy. He did some great passes. Just got to those receivers just have to make those catches. So, it was a rough patch, but I rode with A&M during the Spady years. So this is light work. This is light work.
Hey,
so,
Jen, let me ask you a question. And you've seen it at the pinnacle of the championship, and you've seen A&M at his low points. How do you feel about Maynard right now and how this stint has gone these last couple of years?
Honestly, with Coach Maynard, I support him 100%. You can print that. And the reason why is that, again, I know the program before he came and what it is now. Now, our former AD didn't do us any favors with the schedule. Going from UAB to Troy to now Austin P was, okay, but usually when you sneak into a game like that, you do have, something, a little give in between it, and we didn't have that.
Yeah, a cupcake.
So we started off on the wrong foot this season, and it was a lot to keep those guys focused, keep their heads in the game. Everyone that's talking in these comments, I doubt that your program would do anything different with that similar schedule. So, it is what it is. I still love my Bulldogs. I still support them. I'm still a season ticket holder. I'm still an alumni association member. None of that changes. Still going to rep. Still going to help support my institution in any way that I can. And we just going to keep it moving. Next week is Mobile. I'm going to pack my luggage. I'm going to support it. It is what it is.
I'm going to be there with you. If you see me, say what's up.
I will. I definitely will.
All right, Jen. Appreciate the call.
All right. Bye-bye.
Let me see. I'm gonna take 3 more callers. These are the 3 callers I'm taking. Doc, I'm coming to you next. I'm going to go 4802. Then I'm going to go 1027. So Doc, 8945-4802, then 1027. Those are my last three callers. Hey, what's up, Doc?
What's going on, bro? Hey, man, I like to, I'm going to just say this about Valley with the play calling. I love the aggressive play calling, especially with, even though I do not like him as a quarterback, but with Easton, basically testing those cornerbacks from A&M down the field, and the TD pass that he threw to Ja'Cory Rankin, that jump ball was so sweet. Like, bro, I damn near jumped out of the couch. And with what Jennifer said as far as with A&M, they have some things they can build. You know, they have some things they can build on. They got the pieces together, and I know the other caller said with that 2 quarterback system. My whole thing is find out who, you know, you should already know who your quarterback is. If you know it's Quincy Casey, you should ride with Quincy Casey. You should develop plays for him, just specifically for him. If you knew it was Xavier Langford, you should have, you know what I'm saying, ride with him and get plays just for him. But the 2 quarterback system it's basically confusing, and especially with it being late in the season. But other than that, good show. And I know you had a good birthday yesterday.
Hey, appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
All right. 4082 coming to you.
All right, Scott. This Serve calling from Huntsville.
What's up, Serve?
So I don't know who started the chatter that he should be fired. I talked to all the old heads around the program, and everybody seems to like Manor. I think if anybody has some negative to say, it's always me. But I give you props for keeping the same energy, because you kept the same energy with Odoms. This is not what he's done so far is not a fireable offense. He's had a winning formula for the most part. You look at 2018 when he got here, we're supposed to win the East, choke the big game. Next year, supposed to win the East again, choke the big game. But offensively, it's always been great, and defensively, you know, he's had his struggles. I think the one thing that will probably make people look at this year differently is that defensively, they were pretty good, and then offensively, they kind of lost, you know, their swagger.
Yeah.
But so far, the formula has been a winning formula. I think that they put a little more focus on defense. He's gonna have to put the pieces together to try to make it balanced again. And I definitely think he deserves another year to do that. I would not call for his head, you know, after this year.
No, I agree. And I appreciate you for bringing up the Odoms case, because I said that when people were trying to get Odoms fired, or they was like, we're glad he's gone. And I'm like, yo, who's glad to have a winning coach leave? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, is it more important? Like, I would rather have a coach that gets me to the game and lose than a coach that never gets me there. Because at least if you get me there, there's a 50-50 chance we could slip up and win one. If you never get me there, what am I supposed to do with that?
And I'll say this, and it wasn't just an Akil thing. Like, you know, the first year Akil was, you know, he was fresh. I mean, they still had a guy. The guy on the offense wasn't Akil. It was Jordan Bentley, who was the running back when they first got there.
Yeah, that running back is crazy.
But the thing is that, you know, I don't like the excuses you're making for them at all. I'm damn sure not gonna make excuses for him. But it's just, I think it's appalling for you to just say he needs to be gone after this year. Like, it's not like they went 0 something. You know, they lost the Classic game, they lost the Austin P game, which was winnable. They lost the FAMU game, and that was definitely on the coaching staff. But it was nothing that was just like awful, like they just had a huge drop off. You could just see that offensively they just weren't there.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
I agree with you, sir. Hey, appreciate it, man.
All
right. 1027. Then Reese, I'm gonna end with you. Hey, caller, you live.
How you doing, Scott?
What's up? What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Jermaine. I'm the Delta Devil sympathizer. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you, man.
Yo, they did it. They succeeded. They got one. Do you think there's any chance that they can get another one?
Let me see.
More specifically at PV. Because if you're giving up like 45 points to Bethune, I think Valley got a shot.
They got Southern and PV.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Southern game is a wash. I think you get blown out because it's at the Bluff.
Yep.
The Prairie View and Valley game, it's at Valley, so like I said, you always got to take 7 points away. It depends on what Jelani Easton shows up. Like at the end of the day, this game, listen, man, Valley is just as good. Is defensively, they can hang with a lot of people. But you got to be able to score points. You got to be able to score points, and you know, if it can look somewhat like what they did against A&M, they have a chance. They'll have a chance.
All right, man. Thank you.
Hey, man.
Once again, happy birthday.
Hey, thank you so much, sir. All right, Reese, coming to you. What's up, Reese?
Yo, I got 2 questions. I'm gonna jump off. What do you think A&M season will look like if they still had Jaren Williams? And going to the off season, what you think Manor should focus on to prepare for next season? I'm gonna jump off and listen to it.
I appreciate it, man. All right, so if you guys didn't hear, all right, Jay, you're my last caller, Jay. You're my last caller, but he said the 2 questions he asked is what would the season look like if Jaren Williams was the quarterback, and then what should A&M focus on? Let me tell you, Jaren Williams was bad. Okay, I have it on good authority. I'm just gonna say that he wasn't as good as you think. He wasn't as good as you thought. All right, he wasn't as good as you thought. Just want to make that very clear. He wasn't that. Listen, next year, and it's funny that you asked me this. This is what I would do if I was A&M. I wouldn't be opposed to bringing a D2 guy up to A&M. There's a lot of Power 5 guys dropping down. I get that, right? And you can get those onesies and twosies. But get a D2 guy that is dynamic. Because D2 guys are going to be more apt to taking those scholarships from D1 guys because it's D1. They're going to be, oh, shoot, he's D1, right? So try to find a D2, 6'2", 6'3" guy that's dynamic. And also try to find a D2 guy that is dynamic in speed. Find a speedster. Your special teams guys suck. They suck. All right. So you need to find a guy who can be a game changer in the special teams area. And defensively, Jesus Christ, hit on somebody. Hit on somebody. Like, I mean, Jesus, hit on somebody. All right. If that's a cornerback, because the way you Bamas are scouting, it is not happening. All right. You Bamas are whiffing all day and night. Whiffing. So you got to hit. You just got to hit on some transfers, man. Got to hit on some transfers. All right, Jay, coming to you. You live.
All right, what's up? What's good? All right, check this. I got a question for you. What's a good completion percentage for you for a quarterback?
You want to at least be 60 and above.
About 60 and above. I was thinking the same. 60 is pretty good. Okay, I'm cool with that. Right. So I'm just looking at some numbers, and we talking straight. We're gonna talk facts, not opinions right now. Right. So let's take QC 3 games. Right. Of the 3 games, of the last 3. He's only played 10 quarters. All right, we're on the basis of my facts and figures.
So, okay, hold on. Break. Okay, you said in 3 games he's played how many quarters?
10 quarters.
10 quarters. Okay, go ahead. 10 quarters.
10 quarters. All right, because it's 4 quarters in the game. He didn't get in until the second quarter of Grambling, and then he didn't get in until the second quarter of Alabama State, right? Yeah, that's right. So,
10 quarters.
Out of 10 quarters, Q 771 yards. That's crazy. Average completion percentage is about right at 69, 70. We're talking about 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Okay. You still with me? I'll make sure I'm saying page.
Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad at all.
That's not bad, right? That's crazy. So I'm saying all that to say, I heard a lot of people in the comments say, oh, we need a new quarterback. The quarterback is so easy to blame because it's the first person you see, right?
But there's a lot of other moving parts to this thing with A&M. First and foremost, so the thing that worried me about A&M the most was the ghost of a Quill, right? When you lose a Quill, people also forget how many other great receivers a Quill had around him. D. Anderson, you know what I'm saying? You had Gary, you had OJ, you had Juice. He had a good core of guys that, guess what? It took time and chemistry to kind of get that thing rolling. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll make sure we're on the same page. So then this year, you look at what A&M loses. They lose Abdul, they lose Juice, and they lose Gary. Those, to me, are big cornerstones of your offense. Forget the quarterback, whether it's X, Quincy, or Scotty throwing the ball. Those guys matter. So I think you got to look at that too, you know what I'm saying, and take it into consideration. Now, as far as the quarterback competition thing goes, I think you kind of see ultimately, like I said, I'm just basing off strictly stats. That UAB game, the first game of the season, but nobody's counting that. Like, we knew for a fact they was going to get beat to sleep, and they got beat to sleep. So I think what you got to look at, though, is overall the team that they are. If you get whoever that's going to be, whether it's Quincy or X, and I mean, let's just be real. You see what QC's doing. You just got to get more players around them, bro. And you got to get consistency. One thing about a quarterback, quarterbacks have to get in the rhythm. And that's the one thing you realize with Quincy. Notice the rhythm. When Q plays, when he's in a rhythm, you can't touch him. You know what I'm saying? You can't. So I think that's the part that we got to look at. I think A&M defensively struggles, and it's kind of like that's why Quill used to have to put up so many points years before, because the defense was kind of lackluster. So now if you're looking at it, and tell me if I'm wrong, if you see something different, it seems like it's the same thing this year. The difference is your offense doesn't have an identity. They're struggling with identity crisis.
I'll say the defense, I think the defense is bad, but not nearly as bad as it was the last year that Akil was there. But I knew they were going to struggle offensively. I just knew that because I mean, it's so much turnover. You know, it's a lot of turnover. And, you know, when Abdul was out, I was like, okay, that's a blow. When OJ left, I'm like, damn, that's a blow. Then you had Zay Zay left. I'm like, he graduated. He was his grad year. D. Anderson left. I'm like, damn, that's a lot of turnover. So, and then I mean, listen, Juice is good, but I mean, it's only how many 5'9" guys are going to be your main guy? You know, 5'8", 5'9" guys are going to be your main guy. You know what I'm saying? So when you drop Abdul, so now you got a whole bunch of just new cogs in this whale. And I'll say this to people. It's the same thing I say about Musa and Xavier. The reason that Musa throws to Xavier as much as he does, because he trusts him. He trusts that he's going to do what's necessary for him to, you know, to protect the ball. That's what it comes down to with a quarterback and receiver. If I throw it up to you, you're not gonna make me look stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't think Q has that trust, and I don't think he has the trust in his receivers, and I don't think that, you know, the offensive coordinators have the trust in their own offense. They might like the scheme and the setups, but they don't know who their playmakers are. Like, who is my go-to guy? And I don't think A&M has that.
If you look at it, with Shador, right? Shador's had what, three offensive coordinators? Yeah, I think it's a 3.
Yeah,
which is a good
don't
thing.
say Jackson State.
I know
if you say Jackson State, I'm gonna hang up on you. All right.
At the end of the day, you got to have an OC that kind of, I won't say caters to your quarterback, but plays to your quarterback strengths. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think there's a small disconnect here, because if you look at how Quincy plays, and a lot of folks may not agree, Quincy and Shador fit the same system, bro. They both want to sling. You know what I'm saying? They both know how to sling the ball. They both know how to throw. Q can throw big plays. He can make big plays. I think Quincy's slow as dirt, personally, but that's just me. But that's cool because he's not a running quarterback.
Yeah.
He go sit in the pocket and he go pick you apart. You've got to, you know what I'm saying, play those strengths. On the flip, you look at somebody like Xavier Lincoln. Xavier can run the ball. He's a power runner. He's gonna probably knock you out the way if he runs you over. You know what I'm saying? So I think ultimately, bro, you have to look at like the strength of the quarterback and the identity that you want on the team. But you can't. I think we also have to humble ourselves. A&M has the toughest schedule out of anybody. Them first four were brutal. You know what I mean? And going into it, you think, oh my gosh, we never beat Alabama. We've never lost to Alabama State, which is true. But I also want to point out something too. They didn't beat Grambling before Quincy laid that ass out there. And to be fair, I think last year Quill threw 4 picks that game.
Yeah.
So I think we just got to have a little grace on this whole process. What you think? Am I overlooking this? Am I being too sensitive on it?
I mean, I don't think. I think grace.
I'm only running facts and figures. I ain't running off emotion.
I think grace has to be given to the whole team. It's a rebuild year. I got to give grace to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I got to give it to Maynard. I got to give it to DT. I got to give it to Mai. I got to give it to Boware. Listen, to me, this is what they say in golf. This is your mulligan. All right, this is your mulligan year. I'll give it to you. All right, I'll give A&M this year as a mulligan. You didn't get your shit together? Cool. Don't come back next year with this same 2 quarterback, I don't know who my guy is type foolishness. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You just can't do that. So, like I said, I'll give him a mulligan this year. I'm going to hold everybody accountable who needs to be held accountable, but I'll give you a mulligan. It happens. Okay, whoop-de-doo. You know what I'm saying? Somebody just texted me. They've been there 5 years. They lost to Jackson 1 time. They said, what y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. So,
and then too, Scotty, you got to look at this. My last point, I'm going to let you roll. So Quill had been in that system for a minute. Now, go back and look at Quill stats and look at the team that first 2-3 years. I don't think they did. I think that first year they were like 4-7 or something like that. I don't think they just did phenomenal. Now, don't get me wrong, taking nothing away from Quill because he's done great things. But let's also be honest too. Last year, it's the same team that lost to, with all those weapons, they lost to Grambling, they lost to FAM, and they got beat to sleep by Jackson State. So it's like, bro, you kind of got to have a little realistic expectation on what you're looking for through this whole process. Me personally, I think if you would have played Quincy earlier and longer, I don't think you'd be going through this right now. It's just me though.
We'll see. I appreciate the call, Jay. Might want to get your stat game up, Sean. Might want to get your stat game up. 5 years, they lost to Jackson State 1 time. Get your stat game up. Listen, guys, I appreciate everybody. Listen, tonight, I might do a watch party. All right. I might do a watch party for PV in Alcorn. If I don't do a watch party, I'll just do a post-game show for the game as well. All right. I want to appreciate everybody who sent me something on my Cash App. Yesterday was my birthday. I appreciate it. Birthday is for what die. Bury me inside the Louis Stone. You know what I'm saying? Who I do it for? All I want for my birthday is a big booty girl. All I want for my birthday is a big booty. All right, so listen, it was my birthday. I turned 33. It's my Jesus year, so I appreciate everybody. I'm just going here and eat my cake. I'm just finish eating my cake, but I'm gonna be back for the game. I don't know if I'm gonna do a watch party or not, depending on how I feel. All right, so it is what. Hey, P. Hey, that thing be thangin', you know that thing be thangin'. I'm just trying to say for real, you know what I'm saying? Why are you right here? I'm just saying, like, why you like standing right here? Like, I was just about to get off. It's not that bad. Not that bad. 231. She said she's laughing at. She didn't ask for you. Yeah. Hey guys, listen, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. All right, so listen, until next time, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna holler. God bless.